Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So this is a video that you guys actually voted for because for those of you who didn't see, I posted a YouTube post with a poll on it, and there was 5 different options for which reading you'd like to see most on the channel, and this one won. There were 2 that were kind of neck and neck for a while, but then this one kept repeatedly just pushing that little bit further than the other one. So if you didn't vote for this one, that's fine. I am still considering the other ones for future videos. I am going to use that for material, and I think I'll do more polls in the future as well because a lot of you got involved with that. So this is where will you be in 10 years time? And I just wanted to do a video that I don't think I've seen anywhere else on YouTube. I think I've seen a few people saying, you know, where will you be in a year's time, or where will you be in 5 years time? But this one, I don't know, it feels interesting because it's very unknown. And obviously a lot of things could change the result that we get here. This is basically going to be a forecast of the most likely scenario. So where you're most likely to be in 10 years time as a result of what you're doing now, your plans, the energies around your current life, etc. So let's take a look at the piles. On pile 1, we've got this little snowman card, and we will be using Tarot Dobra, which is the Czech version of the Good Tarot, and this says 50 pence because I know a lot of you have been choosing these little cards based on the numbers rather than the image. So that's pile 1. Pile 2 is this skating reindeer, and we'll be using the new tarot in Wonderland for that pile, and this says 45 pence. And pile 3 is Father Christmas and the Fairy Tarot, and that says 75 pence. So whichever pile you're feeling most drawn to intuitively is going to be the right reading for you. So maybe 45 is your lucky number, but you just really can't stop looking at this pile, and then this pile is more likely going to have the more accurate reading for you, although you might still get some messages from the other reading. So if you are feeling conflicted and pulled between 2 readings, then you might find that roughly half of each pile resonates with you, or that there are some extra messages for you in one of the piles, whereas the other one is like your main reading. There's no right or wrong way to do this, really. It's just a general reading on YouTube, so it's not a private reading, and if any messages don't resonate with you at all, then that's fine. You can just discount them, and this reading is really just for fun because, like I said, it's a long way in the future. A lot of things can change, and this is just going to be the most likely scenario, and if there's anything you don't like from hearing this reading, then you have plenty of time to change that and set the wheels in motion for a different future. So while we're here, I just want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons, including Alexandra, Kat and Kelly. Thank you so much for all of your support, and thank you to everyone who has donated to the channel as well. I'm really, really grateful for all of your generosity and your kindness. So thank you, and if you need more time to choose a pile, that's fine. Just pause the video or go back to the beginning of the video if you want the close-up of the cards again. And when you're ready, I'm going to start with pile number 1. Hi there group 1, if you chose this lovely snowman card and the Tarot Dobra, then this is your reading. Let's see where you're going to be in 10 years time, the most likely scenario. So I'll be getting the tarot cards first as always, and then putting on loads of oracle cards as well. And like usual, I've got the charms and the dice to go on after that, so make sure you stick around and get your full reading, group 1. So 10 years time, where will you be? What will your life look like? Okay, so we've got Královna Vzduchu, the Queen of Air, or the Queen of Swords. Then we've got Osmička Vzduchu, the 8 of Air, or 8 of Swords. Vyselec, the Hanged Man. Láska, love, or the lovers. And the Dvojka Vzduchu, 2 of Swords or 2 of Air. So there's a lot of air energy in this pile. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, because we have got Gemini coming out twice actually for this pile. So what I'm seeing is that 10 years time is going to be a bit of a formative experience for you. And what I mean by that is that it seems like a time when you're making a lot of big decisions. So this may be a time in your life where you're considering changing career, moving house, these big things like that. You're possibly moving someone into your house as well, or moving in with someone, like buying a house together. Because what I can see is that you've spent a long time up until this point being very kind of independent, and you're almost afraid to let that go, is the feeling that I get, because you're in love with someone at this point. You know, you really care about someone, and this is a really nice supportive love. You know, it's not like a one-sided thing, but at the same time you're worried that moving in with someone or making these big decisions with someone is going to kind of rob you of your independence, or you're never going to be able to live alone again, or kind of spend time where you don't have to always factor in someone else's schedule or someone else's preferences. So there is this little bit of worry here for you about losing some of that independence, or kind of getting used to living with someone or blending your life with someone. So I'm curious to see what the oracle cards will say. Okay, so I'm actually using these inner child cards, which are tarot, but for some reason I class them with the oracle cards. Oh, this is a beautiful card. 9 of Hearts, 9 of Cups, and I definitely love the imagery in this card in this particular deck, because it's just all about that overflow of satisfaction, of love. I kind of get healing vibes from this as well, because it reminds me of the kind of folktale idea of a healing fountain that washes away wounds or washes away illness. So I really love this. It feels like a time when you're very content in life, and your only real worry seems to be about your independence, or how you can, you know, continue living in the way that you want without having to compromise or make sacrifices too much. But there's a lot of love in your life in 10 years' time, certainly. Then we have Ra, power, from your Gods and Titans oracle. So Ra may be a patron god for you. This may also represent someone in your life. They might have the qualities of Ra. But power is interesting, because the Queen of Swords as well, being a queen and not a page or a knight or anything like that, she has a lot of power. So I feel like in your career, you are possibly in quite a high up position in 10 years' time, that you've reached a point where you feel really content with yourself. I feel as well that this is a lot about confidence. You know, you have a lot of power just within yourself. You know what you want, you know what you like. You're confident in yourself and your body, you're confident in your abilities. Really nice energy. Oh, beautiful. Unconditional love. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if around this time some of you have recently gotten married, or are considering trying to conceive, or have already started that journey even, because, you know, it's like roughly the 10-year period that I'm looking at. There's definitely that special someone in your life who really loves you in that deep way, because, I mean, just look at these two cards. There's just this closed eyes, contentment and joy that I get from these two cards. It's beautiful, and how they're both kind of wrapped in with each other. It's really nice. Really like that. Okay. Witch, justice is coming, number 27. So everything just seems to be kind of working out in your life at this time, group 1. Everything just seems to be working out well for you. I kind of want to say as well that the 2 of Swords card and the 8 of Swords card and the Hangman is possibly also referring to the fact that if you have power, i.e. in your career, then you probably have a lot of responsibility as well. And I feel like it's the kind of thing that you think about a lot. So I feel in 10 years' time, your job is not just something that you do in the hours that you get paid for. I feel like for you, your job is something that you really think about when you're not at work as well. You really think about, did I make the right decision, or what am I going to do about this? You know, you're someone who really takes that seriously and takes your responsibilities seriously as well. You're very conscientious, and I think that you have a very strong sense of duty. as well, group 1. I think as well that you're the kind of person who is really recognized for all of the things that you do. So people kind of recognize you as someone who is successful, or someone who is trustworthy, or someone who has a lot of experience in a certain area. So people have a very high opinion of you, I would say. Then we have Witch, Healer. Okay, so we do have this kind of healing energy coming through. I'm wondering if it's related to justice. So maybe around this time you've had difficulties with maybe a family member, or you've had even a health issue that gets healed up and you're just moving on from that. Or previous difficulties in your life have kind of been dealt with and put to bed by this point, and you just feel relieved by that. I think the energy of the air that's coming through is also this sense of relief and lightness. And I've only just realised, but both of those cards are called Witch. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are witches or practitioners of magic, sorceresses, whatever you want to call it. I expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. So this is definitely a time when a lot of change is happening for you. Like I said at the beginning, it really feels as though it's an important time for you, that there's a lot of big decisions being made. Like I said, wouldn't be surprised if you're getting married, moving houses, changing careers, or really ascending in your career at this time. Having your first children, starting to conceive, all of those things. You know, the big life-changing energies. Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So again, that sense of being powerful within yourself, knowing how to assert yourself, being comfortable in doing that. And breed, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. So definitely someone who, as I said, takes their responsibilities and their duties seriously and really feels the need to make positive and powerful change in this world. I think you're someone who wants your life and your work to matter in like an ethical sense. You want to do something. You want to improve people's lives in your lifetime and with your power. So that's really beautiful. Seven, community. Okay, so having a strong group of friends, maybe even feeling very established in your own community. And when I say community, I don't just mean like your neighborhood, but I mean like your field of work. I mean your region in general, feeling comfortable where you're living, having people to say hello to, or good friends even that live near you, not just the ones that you've had in the past, but who no longer live near to you. And I feel like the community card is also talking about gatherings. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a wedding for you around that time, or even an important anniversary or a big birthday or something like that, where people all come together to celebrate and you really feel loved and supported by those people. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. So again, this sense that you might be moving abroad perhaps, or going traveling, finding yourself in that sense, changing careers to something more meaningful, possibly if you've been in like a corporate sector for a long time, or a job that paid really well but didn't give you the fulfillment that you wanted, then you're changing that at around this time. You're looking for something with a deeper meaning is what I sense from these cards. So let's put your charms on top, group 1. It really feels very positive, if I'm honest. There doesn't seem to be much that I would class here as negative or worrying or challenging even. Possibly the 8 of Swords sometimes comes up when you're having difficulty making a decision, or when you feel like you want to change something but you're not sure if you can. But because of all the other cards that you've got, I wouldn't read it that way. I would kind of read it almost like there's so much change going on that you don't really know what to do, you know? You don't know where to look or what to focus on, because there's just so much that needs your energy or needs your focus at this time. And it's exciting, but can also be a little bit bewildering at the same time. So let's put your charms on top. And just my quick disclaimer, if you don't like the sound of the charms being shuffled, then just turn the volume down. I know not everyone likes the sound and they can be a bit loud, so if you have the volume turned up really loud, you might just want to turn it down a little bit while I start shuffling. So group 1, where will you be? What will your life be like in 10 years' time? Okay, so let's see what we've got. We've got the letter N there. That could be important. That could be a name or a place or a word might come to you when I say the letter N. You're definitely in the process of something because you've got this charm with the cauldron, but this is another witch charm. So again, this kind of threefold message that you've been getting about the witch and about magic. You've also got this British coin. So Britain, England especially, might be playing a big part in your life at this time. This might be where you're moving to or from. You've got this good luck charm here, the horseshoe landing immediately upright, but also the worry thread attached to it. So there is some worry that things aren't going to work out the way you want, but they definitely are, because we've got all of these good messages. But as I feel is just natural, you feel a little bit worried that your plans aren't going to work out. In particular, we've got this charm here about gambling, risk-taking, and I feel like, for example, if you're considering changing career or you're considering moving, you're just worried that it isn't going to work out the way you'd hoped, and that's completely natural and normal. But from what I can see with these cards and charms so far is that it really feels like it is going to work out, that it is going to be a positive change for you. So what else can we see? We've got the number 7 here, so because these are astrological dice, it could be the 7th house that's important for you at this time. And we have also got Sagittarius up here, so it could be something to do, especially for those of you who have Sagittarius in their 7th house. Sagittarius could just be a sign that you have. And of course, Sagittarius really associated with wanting to do something ethical and humanitarian and wanting to travel the world or be free and go somewhere else. So I feel like that is connected to the feelings that you're having at this time. But equally, it might not be the 7th house. It could be just the number 7. So I don't know, 7th month, the 7th day of a month, 2027, being, you know, 27, 37, 47, whatever, could be connected to this, or just 7 maybe is a lucky number. You're being guided at this time. And also with this Diva Bunny, this is suggesting that you're possibly making a big issue out of nothing. Like you're worrying about something a lot more than you need to, or you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Then you've got the competitiveness charm there. So I feel as well, you're someone who's always going to compare yourself to your friendship group or your peers or people that you work with, because you always want to excel. You always want to be seeing that you're doing the very best that you can. So there's a little bit of healthy competition going on for you, I think. But you're very well protected because we've got this shield energy here. You're protected from those negative energies. And also the cartouche, which offers you divine protection for 2 whole lifetimes. So this lifetime and the next one that you have. That's always a very powerful symbol to get. You have Eros here, or Cupid, the Greek and Roman god of love. So he's coming through for you. Love and intimacy, very heightened at this time, as we can see just from the cards as well. And then you also have the Coca-Cola bottle opener here. And this charm is about kind of opening up something new, you know, beginning a new cycle or saying yes to a new opportunity. So it really is this time of great change and excitement. I feel excited for you. group one already, even though I know that a lot of you, it'll be very different what you're going through. You know, some of you will be moving, some of you will be changing jobs, etc. Some of you will be getting married, trying to conceive, having children. But whatever it is for you, I just feel really excited for you because it's got that sense of bubbling, fizzing energy that you get when you take off the lid of Coca-Cola or something similar. It's that fizzing of new excitement and new opportunity. So really, really happy about that. So let's do your dice as well to finish off your reading. Okay, and we're rolling the third set of dice. That's the mystery dice. These ones. And we're rolling all 9 of them for you today, group 1. Wow. Okay. Group 1, 10 years time. Okay. So we've got the day and night dice there. That's all about balance, bringing everything into balance. I also get the feeling of yin and yang from this dice, and honestly I get that feeling from this card as well, how they're kind of so close to each other, and there's white and there's black, there's like the light and the darkness together in there. You have got this splatter here, which always makes me think like it's complicated at the moment, lots of things are going on, or you haven't quite resolved situations because you're still in the process of something. I feel like a lot of things are vying for your attention with these 2 dice. Like I said, there's a lot of things that you need to focus on, a lot of things that you need to think about, because you've got the brain dice there. You know, you're making lots of important decisions. Equally, I feel like you are either getting your own home or you have your own home by this point, because with the portcullis it feels like you feel very secure, very protected, safe and sound in your community and in that kind of material comfort sense. You've got those documents there, so possibly signing contracts, sending back and forth important letters or emails, you know, really important communication going on. And also you're really scrutinizing this with this microscope here. It makes me think that you're really kind of looking into everything. You want everything to be perfect. You don't want to overlook any details. You don't want anything kind of coming back to bite you if you've signed something and you haven't read the small print, or you haven't worded something properly in an email. You know, you're determined that everything will be perfect. And we also have the ghost dice there as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if something from your past, which I'm aware may still be in your future, the past that we're talking about here is the past of yourself in 10 years time, kind of comes back for you around this time. Maybe friends that you haven't seen for a long time, you invite them to your wedding and they come, or you bump into someone and it turns out they've just moved into the new area that you're living in. You can reconnect that relationship that you haven't had for a while. So it really feels like everything's just coming together for you in roughly 10 years time, group number 1. So I'm so pleased to be able to give you these messages, because I was a little wary, a little bit trepidatious about doing this reading, because I was worried that maybe messages would come out that weren't so encouraging, or, you know, that people wouldn't like to hear as much. But I'm glad that you've got some beautiful messages, and it feels really heartening and encouraging to keep going with whatever you're trying to do at the moment, whatever your plans are, or, you know, just your daily routine, because this is based on what you're doing now. It's the most likely scenario. So just keep doing what you're doing, group 1, and hope you enjoyed this reading. Please do give it a big thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't already, comment below, let me know what you think of this reading, if you enjoyed it. I do love replying to your comments. I do read them all as well, so definitely leave me a comment below, and I'll definitely see it. And if you want to help out the channel in any way or get to know a little bit more about what I do here, you can go and follow me over on Instagram or Bilibili if that interests you. You can become a patron on my Patreon page and get access to exclusive content that I post just on there. And you also get monthly rewards based on what tier you're in, and you just get to know me a little bit better over there as well. You can also donate to the channel if you want to help me keep making these videos. I've got a PayPal link for tips and donations. I also have a tarot and oracle wish list over on Amazon for those of you that are feeling really generous and would like to get a deck for the channel. Thank you to everyone who's done that, or even just if you've had a look and were wondering if there was anything that caught your eye over there, thank you for doing that. And I am still offering angel healing sessions over on my Etsy page and Wheel of Wisdom spins as well to answer questions. So if that interests you, definitely go and check it out. All of the links are in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this and being here with me today and sharing your energy with me. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hi there, group 2. If you chose the Skating Reindeer and Tarot in Wonderland, then this is your reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put tarot cards out first and then oracle cards, and then as always I'll be putting charms and dice on top, so make sure you stick around for that and get your full reading. So group 2, where will you be in 10 years time? What will your life be like in that time? This is a timeless reading, so you know the time starts from when you watch this reading, not from when I posted it. So group 2. Okay, so you've got a few tarot cards. Let's see what they have to say. We've got King of Swords, first of all. Then Queen of Wands. Then we have Six of Cups. And Two of Pentacles. So very varied energies here. We've got one from each of the minor arcana suits. So this is interesting. With King of Swords, let's start with King of Swords. This could be someone who's in your life around this time, as could the Queen of Wands. So we've got air energy for the King of Swords. That would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And fire energy for the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And those are the main zodiac signs that I'm seeing coming out here. King of Swords, to me, would suggest that you're doing pretty well in your career around this time. And I feel that for a lot of you, it's going to be a creative career, because combined with the Queen of Wands, it feels as though there's a lot of your own initiative needed to get you through this career, or it is very creative in nature, or it's like two people, like business partners, and one of them is the creative side and the other one is like the logical, mathematical, financial side. So just take that how it resonates with you. I wouldn't be surprised if you were also in a partnership at this time, romantically or dating, because we've got those two figures together. The Six of Cups as well is this lovely energy. I feel like you'll have children by this time if you don't already. And it's just a nice kind of mood card for me. And what I mean by that is that I feel as though, in general, the feeling of roughly 10 years time in the future feels just very kind, very loving. There's some nice exchange of little random acts of kindness from friends and family members and possibly romantic partners as well. And then with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like you're just juggling work-life balance a little bit, or you're juggling working and having children at the same time. You know, there's all that kind of practicality issues that you just need to keep an eye on and focus on to make sure that everything's working out in the best way for you. So let's get you some more cards. Start with an inner child card. Oh, or two inner child cards. Oh, no, three. Three inner child cards. So incredibly, we've got the Guardian of Swords, which is the King of Swords again. So definitely that's an important card for you. And this is actually Archangel Michael. And what I like about this card in this deck is that it's got this red rose on it. And to me, that kind of feels like this person is a romantic partner for you. That this person is going to be around in your life and that they are quite successful in their work sphere. I wouldn't be surprised if they work in a similar job to you, or if you are business partners, or if you are colleagues in some sense, because it feels like you're connected through your work. Then we have Child of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, and it's Pinocchio in this deck. So again, like I said, I feel as though you have at least one child around this time. And of course, with it being in the Swords suit as well, that would suggest that possibly the King of Swords is the father of that child. It's a very inquisitive time for you as well. I feel like you're kind of almost reliving your childhood in the sense that you are discovering new things and seeing things through fresh eyes at this time. You're seeing the world in that childlike way. And the Seeker of Crystals, which is the Knight of Pentacles, and in this deck it is the Cowardly Lion from the Wizard of Oz. This is just this energy of you working hard to get what you want, and you're not afraid to wait for that. You know that things don't change overnight, and you've got to put in the hard work and the effort, etc. I feel like you're gradually moving your way up the career ladder, or you are gradually improving your day-to-day life. Through your own hard work and your own determination. Yep, Green Man, abundance, beautiful. So I feel like 10 years time is kind of an abundant time for you, not just in terms of happiness and contentment, but also in terms of finances. So it's possible that you've recently been promoted at around this time, or you've shifted careers to one that pays better and is also more fulfilling, maybe allows you a bit more creative license. Perhaps you're even working 2 jobs, like you've got your main job that pays you money, and then you've got your creative side hustle that gives you that fulfillment. Then we have space clearing. Interesting. So it's possibly a time when you're also evaluating what does and doesn't need to be in your life. Maybe you are distancing yourself from a friend who you just feel isn't bringing anything to your life anymore, someone who's a taker perhaps, or someone who's very draining. It's possible that you're even trying to move to a different area, so you're getting rid of some things, or you're just trying to improve the house generally, house DIY, renovations, trying to make it tidier in general. Space clearing is sometimes literally what it means. It's a physical thing. It's not always about relationships or changing mindsets. Then we have number 34, Voyage. You already have all the answers. So this could pertain to travel. You could be looking to travel at around this time, or like I said, moving to a different area, possibly even a different country for work, or just because you've always wanted to and now you have the money and the opportunity. But this card also means that you've been looking outside of yourself for fulfillment or for answers or for discovery, when really those answers are on the inside. And that's what you're slowly becoming aware of in 10 years' time. And then we have Lioness, number 13. You've earned all your stripes. And look, both of these cards have a mermaid tail in the background. Yeah, really this sense of having worked so hard to get to the position that you're in today, and knowing that any difficulties that you've experienced, or any challenges, or even really negative things like abuse that you've overcome, has made you into the person that you are today. And I really feel like 10 years from now, you're not going to regret anything. You're just going to think, well, I wouldn't be who I am now, or I wouldn't be in the position that I am now if I hadn't experienced those things. And so I'm grateful that they happened, no matter how difficult they were for me at the time. And that's a very mature way of looking at the world. This card is also about body confidence as well. Just thought I would point that out in case that's possibly something that you struggle with. So group 2, Ritual, Invocation. So this sense of growing closer to others, of starting something new. I feel like Ritual is about just general routines as well, getting into a happy routine, feeling comfortable with your daily life. And Invocation as well feels like an invitation to increase the energy, or an invitation to change a little bit. So I do feel like there is this shift going on in your work life or home life at around this time. Like I said, changing the way you live, or where you live, or where you work. Getting more comfortable in that sense. I Isis, past life. This situation involves your past life memories. Okay, so possibly that's to do with the space clearing and the invocation as well. Owning what's gone on in past lives. Choosing not to live out repetitive cycles from previous lifetimes, but to break them, to clear them. And also just accepting what's gone on in the past as well, you know, being aware that you've earned those stripes, you know, not feeling haunted by it anymore or restricted by it anymore, but just accepting it peacefully. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon. Well, that's nice. So an important goal is going to be reached at around this time for you. Breaking trail. Yep, a breakthrough is at hand. This sense of the increasing energy, the changes happening towards what you want. Making considerable inroads towards whatever it is that you've been visualizing, hoping for, saving for even, you know, you might have been putting money away for a particular goal. Man holding a coin, 43. So again, this sense of someone who is well paid or someone who possibly comes from money, being able to help you. And this could be, like I said, the partner, the romantic partner, the business partner, just someone who's there to support you and give you that little bit of help or advice about your finances. So that's really interesting. And this could also indicate a romantic partner as well. It's not only to do with career and finance. You know, this could just be a man who is wealthy or good with money or well paid, who is equally a romantic partner, because it does seem like you're with someone at this time. And I would kind of connect the King of Swords with someone who is well paid or well respected in their career, so likely to be chosen for jobs if they're a contractor or something like that. Someone who's likely to be able to find wealth. So let's get your charms on top, group 2. There's definitely a bit of a shift going on in your life at that time. See if they can tell us more. And just as a quick disclaimer, if you don't like the sound of the charms being shuffled, then just turn the volume down a little bit, especially if you have the volume on high, because they can be a bit loud. And I know that not everyone likes the sound, so I just always try and remember to say before I get started. So group 2, your life in 10 years' time. Okay, so we've got the letter W, first of all. We've got the passport, so definitely travel is an option here, possibly moving abroad or looking to go on a big journey, or possibly there's a place that you've always wanted to go to, and this is going to be when you get that opportunity, because it does feel like something you've waited for, something you've been hoping for, suddenly comes to pass at this time, or you get the opportunity to do that all of a sudden. We've got the love and relationships ball there, so definitely that is a topic for you at this time. You do have a relationship or someone that you're dating. There's healing going on as well, and you're making peace with the past because you've got that death charm. Putting the past behind you, leaving behind uncertainty as well, because that's that hairdryer charm about blowing hot and cold. You're no longer like that. You're learning a lot more about yourself. You're becoming more certain of who you are and what you want, and you're learning from past mistakes as well. Then you've got this good luck charm in the form of the dragonfly, and that is also a fire elemental coming out to help you at this time. So interesting, because fire was one of the main elements that came out for this reading. You've got this beautiful big key, so solutions to problems, unblocking of blockages, etc. Listening to your inner wisdom, learning to trust that inner voice more at around this time. Passion and excitement coming your way as well. Things working out for you behind the scenes so that you are going to get those new opportunities. And I see that you're going to say yes to them as well, because you've got this Coca-Cola bottle opener charm. So kind of lifting the lid on that new opportunity, being ready to say yes, and start something new, all that fizzy, exciting energy. Receiving important communication as well, because you've got the notification bell, and that makes me think someone's trying to get your attention here, or someone wants to tell you something that's important. And I feel that you're possibly a little bit overwhelmed by the new opportunities, because you've got this like insect charm, which to me is kind of like it gives off a bit of a swarm feeling when I see it. So there's just so much going on for you that you struggle to concentrate, or you struggle to know where to put your energy because you're excited, or you just have so much going on. You have got the baby boy charm here as well. So that, again, like I said, there could be a child involved here, at least one child in the future, and there's likely to be a masculine energy surrounding that, because we got that from that card as well. Blossoming as well, things coming to fruition, opening up. Lady Aphrodite coming out for you here. Venus, whatever you prefer to call her, that Greek and Roman goddess of love and beauty. She's helping you around this time. You've been waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right opportunity, and that is now here for you. And also the calculator. You know, it's funny, I was saying that one of you is going to be the financial one, the logical one, the analytical one, and the other one is creative. So it's funny that that popped out there on that couple. But also the calculator for me is about working out what you want, and I definitely get that we've been seeing that in the cards and the charms as well, all this feeling about realization, understanding, you know, no longer looking to others for validation or their opinion or permission, but just finding that within yourself and being a lot more aware of yourself and trusting yourself and your opinions a lot more. So let's get your dice on top, group 2, and finish up your reading. Okay, so we are rolling dice number 5. And I've just dropped them, so let me just pick them back up, because I'll show you what they look like before we get started. These ones, they're called the actions dice. So how many are we going to roll? 2. Okay, we're just rolling 2 of these dice for you today, group 2. Funny that you are group 2 and you've got the number 2. Okay. Okay, so saving money, definitely, or counting money towards a particular goal is definitely an energy that you have in 10 years' time. You're focusing on your money, you're trying to increase your wages possibly, or you're trying to decrease your spending each month, maybe looking at alternatives because you're saving towards something like maybe a house deposit or that big traveling journey that you want to go on. And we've also got someone leading another person and kind of guiding them, showing them the way. So again, I feel like someone is going to act as a mentor to you, or really give you some very valuable advice and support at around this time that you really appreciate. And, you know, you really feel gratitude for that, because it's made your experience of something or your decisions around something so much easier or so much more informed than you would have been otherwise. So I really hope you enjoyed this reading, group 2. Please do let me know in the comments if you did, you know, let me know what you thought of this reading. Please like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help me get to 12k. I'm really excited to do that. So excited to reach 12,000 subscribers, because we've been on 11.9 for quite a while now, and I just really want to hit that 12k. And if you want to get involved in what I do here a little bit more, then there are loads of description box links to help you out with that. So you can go and follow me over on Instagram or Bilibili if that's something that you want to do. You can become a patron on my Patreon page and get access to the content that I post exclusively on that page, and also receive monthly rewards for supporting the channel and just get to know me a little bit better over there. You can send me a donation or a tip via PayPal. You can also donate a deck via Amazon if you like. I have an Amazon wish list for new tarot and oracle decks, so if that interests you, definitely check it out. And thank you to everyone who has done any of those things. Really means a lot to me. And I am also still offering angel healing sessions on Etsy if that interests you. Definitely check out those links in the description box. Like I said, there's loads of varied ways to get involved in what I do on the channel and show your support outside of YouTube. And I just hope you have a lovely day, group 2. Thank you so much for spending time with me today and sharing your energy with me. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hey there, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose Father Christmas and the Fairy Tarot, then this reading is for you. So what I'll be doing first is getting the tarot cards out and then oracle cards. And as always, I will then be putting the charms and dice on top. So make sure you stick around and get your full reading for that. So group 3, where will you be in 10 years' time? What will your life look like? Okay. Okay, lots of cards coming out already. So we have life experience, first of all, which is the Tower card. And it says, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Then we have the Six of Summer, Six of Cups, children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. Then we have Five of Autumn, Five of Pentacles, reach out to others for assistance, poor timing for a career change, feeling challenged by money issues. Eight of Winter, the Eight of Swords, you have what it takes if only you believe in yourself, thinking that you're powerless when you're not, a lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. And Awakening, the Hanged Man, change the way you're looking at the situation, embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in the action. Interestingly enough, these two cards, although obviously in a different deck, came out for group 1, and I think this one came out in group 2. So it's pretty interesting that you've got some repeated messages here, because the previous 2 readings have been pretty different from one another. So what I feel is that in 10 years' time, it's like a major awakening experience for you. You know, you go through a lot of change in your belief system. I think it's likely that you have children around this time. You may already have them, but I feel like you do have children by this point. And I feel like you're kind of reevaluating where you want to go in life and what you want to do. I think it's likely that you feel your career isn't fulfilling or doesn't pay enough for the amount of work that you put in. You're looking for something new, but you're not quite getting the opportunities yet. Maybe because you see certain opportunities and you think, oh, I wouldn't be able to do that, or I would never get that job if I went for it because I don't have X qualification or Y experience. So I feel like there's a little bit of self-confidence issues that you're dealing with at this time. And so you take this time just to think and really kind of change the way that you approach certain situations. I think this is going to be a time where you start to evolve your confidence a lot more. I think for some of you as well, it's a time where you don't have children, but you want them. And so you're thinking, well, how can I go about that? How can I change my current circumstances to ensure that that's a possibility for me? So I'm interested to see what the oracle cards have to say about this, because the oracle cards always kind of narrow things down for us. Okay, group 3. Okay, so you have 8 of Crystals, which is the 8 of Pentacles, and 7 of Hearts there, 7 of Cups. So again, this feeling of like, what do I want to do? You've got so much hard work and drive and the power to do certain things. You're a hard worker. You're someone who, when you decide on something, you commit to it and you don't want to turn back away from that. And I feel like that's the issue here, because it's kind of like another spiritual awakening in many ways, because you're like, why have I been doing this for so long when it's not fulfilling? Or why have I been worrying myself about this person for so long when they should not be in my life? Because 7 of Hearts is like, you've got these so many options up here to choose from. you know, and you know that when you choose a certain path, you're going to commit to it wholeheartedly. So you don't want to make a decision that you're going to regret or that you're not going to fully love. So there's this real thinking about, well, what should I do career-wise? Or, you know, should I have children? Should I not? I don't want to throw myself into something that I might regret if I'm not 100% on board. Then we have Vishnu, balance. Yeah, and I feel like I'm hearing the word perspective as well. So it's not just about balancing out your energy and taking things one step at a time. It's about coming at things from a more rational perspective. I feel like this is a time where you allow your emotions to cloud your judgment a little bit, because you're thinking, well, I don't want to do this job that it's a lot of hours and I don't get paid what I should for it, or I just don't find it enjoyable, you know. And so you allow those emotions to kind of cloud your energy, or you think, I should be around more for the kids, or if I was to have kids, what would I do career-wise? And you don't look at things from that detached, rational perspective, and that's what is needed at this time. So trying to make like pros and cons lists, or talking things through as if you're advising someone that you care about, but who is not kind of, you know, really close to you. I feel like that would be helpful to you when deciding what the best course of action is. Inner conflict, definitely. It really feels like you're trying to make that big decision and you just don't want to do something that you might regret. You know, if it is about children, or maybe getting with someone who has children, or getting with someone from the past, because that's possibly coming up as well with the Six of Cups, or changing that career, you just don't want to make that choice and then regret it. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are some Libras in this group, actually, because there's this sense of indecision, not wanting to make the wrong decision. For mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. Okay, so taking care of yourself physically is something that's on your mind at this time. Funnily enough, this is like, we've got the girl skating on the ice here, and then this woman who's kind of walking on the water. So possibly ice skating is something that you would like to do or learn to do around this time, or if you haven't done it for a while, you might want to get back into it. Just realized as well, this girl is standing on this ice drift, so maybe some kind of winter sport is gonna catch your eye around this time, and it helps you to stay toned and active, gives you something to focus on, you know, body confidence, feeling comfortable in your own skin, and feeling more powerful as well, because I feel like it's not about necessarily losing weight, it's about feeling toned, feeling strong, feeling able to do things that you couldn't do before, or that you used to do and now you stopped doing them. Witch's hat, power. Yes, what I was saying about strength. Power is nice as well, because with the witch's hat, it's making me think of the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter and how he makes those decisions. And so again, it's coming back to you wanting to make the right decisions. You know how he really struggles to put Harry in a certain house, and then Harry's own preferences helps him to make that decision. Well, you might find that talking through your options with someone helps you to see things from a more detached perspective and gives you that little nudge you need to make the right decision. Power. Really beautiful card. Then you have Damara, guiding children. You are good at helping, counselling and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. So yeah, children definitely seem to be taking over your mind at this time. Maybe you're worried that moving will have a negative impact on your children, or, you know, you feel like changing career to something more fulfilling would mean that you weren't always there for them in that physical sense. And so there's a lot of guilt there for you. So really talking to someone else who can see it from a detached perspective would be helpful. It's like this turning point in your life. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer, so Cancer energy coming through now. Yeah, that's nice. Conflicts and disagreements with other people being resolved around this time. Letting go of grudges. Making your peace with family members or friends. You know, maybe someone from your past, as I've mentioned before, comes back and you have a talk and you forgive them for what they've done, or you just feel like you've had closure from that situation and it no longer hangs over you anymore. Really nice. I love it when things are resolved. Then we have door to value, number 31. So a new influx of money, possibly from a second job or promotion or changing job. There's this new opportunity for you to earn more money. And like I said, it may entail moving, it may entail working longer. And so there's all those questions around, would I be able to do that? Is it the right thing for me to do at this time? Overcoming obstacles, you can overcome anything, and that's a lovely message for those of you that have been thinking, well, it seems like it's a very confusing time. You will overcome this, you will make the right decision. And finally, surrendering to the journey, release control. So kind of like what I was saying, helping other people to come in and allowing them to give you perspective on a situation doesn't take away your power or your decision-making abilities. It just helps you to see things from more sides. It helps you to kind of expand your perspective rather than limit it. So let's put your charms on top, group 3, and see if they can give us any more perspectives on what's going on for you in 10 years' time. Just a quick disclaimer, if you don't like the sound of the charms being shuffled, or if you have the volume turned up really, really high, you might just want to turn it down while I shuffle them because they can be a bit loud, and I know that not everyone likes the sound of the charms. Some of you find it a little bit grating, so I just always try and remember to say when I'm about to start. So group 3, your life in 10 years' time. Aha, Libra. I see you. I saw you before that even came out, but definitely Libras have chosen this pile. You've got the happy couple there, which is lovely. So you are in a relationship which is very happy, or you are dating at this time and it's going very well for you. We've got the death charm there, which again, just to me is about putting things to rest that have been hurting you for a while or dwelling kind of in your mind for a while. You're just putting that to rest. You're moving on from those experiences. There's definitely a masculine in your life at this time as well. Winter time is important for you. So in 10 years' time, the winter is going to be especially important. That's when a lot of decisions are going to be made. And it is a very significant time for you because we've got the dragon charm. The year of the dragon at some point over the next 10 years is going to be a big year for you as well. But this is just saying that it's a very significant time. So if things seem very like, oh, I'm not sure if I want this, it's just because 10 years specifically is actually a very important time for you. So don't be put off by this. You do have a very good friend who's going to help you, as I was getting the message about that before. Someone is really going to give you some advice and support at this time. You have 1, 2 love hearts there, so definitely love is there. And I feel like the reason why it didn't necessarily come out in the cards is because it's something that's been going on for a while by this time. It's not like you're just getting with this person now. It's that you've been talking to them for a long time, or you've been in a relationship with them for quite a while. So it's established, it's like firmly there and not something that is like new and overshadowing your life. We've got a couple of little worry threads popping up. We've got creativity there, maybe wanting to be in a job that is more creative or allows for more expression. Find joy in the journey. So like I said, it's not about the destination, it's not about where you end up, it's about how you experience going along with that. It's about feeling comfortable in the day-to-day. And I feel like you're trying to follow someone else's steps to success, because we've got this following in someone's footsteps energy. So maybe you're following people who do a similar sport to you online, and you know that gives you a lot of inspiration. Or maybe you're following someone in a similar career to you and you want to be like them, and so you're taking inspiration from that. You've got the shamrock, which is a good luck charm. It's also connected to Ireland, so Ireland could be important for you around that time. And another good luck charm, the dragonfly, which is a fire elemental actually. So you've got fire elemental energy working with you around this time. Of course, the dragon as well being a fire elemental. And then you've got the little mask charm. So it's like you're unmasking yourself or a situation. You're being honest about your feelings, or you're getting to the truth of a situation. You're not just seeing it as the surface issue. You're really getting in there and figuring out what's going on. You're really having heart-to-hearts with people and feeling closer to people than you ever have before. You know, you're cutting through any pretense or the way that people portray themselves so that they don't get judged by others or they don't get attacked by others. You're really cutting through that and getting to know the real person, and that's very important as well around this time for you, is that those relationships are so strong and supportive because you know the true person there, not just the person that they portray to the outside world. So let's put your dice on top as well, group 3. Okay, we're rolling set number 1. That's the fantasy dice. They look like this. And we're rolling 5 of them for you today. So, group 3, 10 years time. Interesting. So we've got the empty cage there. So you're freeing yourself from something which felt restrictive. You know, this could be, I feel like it's a job for a lot of you, is that you are changing your job for reasons of wanting more money or for reasons of wanting more fulfillment or more flexibility. You are changing your job and it feels really like a breath of fresh air. Like you're suddenly just so relieved that you've done that. There is Sagittarius energy coming through as well, and just this sense of determination that I get from anything to do with bows and arrows, really being focused and determined to reach a particular outcome. We've got Icarus there flying too close to the sun, and I think that's just a message about how you don't want to make the wrong choice. You don't want to seem arrogant or anything by going for something that you feel you can't pull off. You don't want to do something that is too ambitious and end up not enjoying it in the end. You know, you want to pick something that is just the right fit. You also have Zeus or Jupiter or Jove, whatever you prefer to call him, helping you. He is one of your patron gods, I feel. Of course, you've also got Vishnu and Dobra coming out as well, but Zeus is also helping you at this time. Again, of course, Jupiter is often connected to the big decisions in your life, the things that make you happy, the way that you make wealth, the way that you find fulfillment in your life. So it's interesting that he's popping out for you at this time. You might find that your Jupiter placement is important in 10 years' time for you. And then we have the roast pig, I think it is, some kind of roasted animal, and that just makes me think of gradually receiving fulfillment, gradually receiving satisfaction and nourishment and everything you need. Like I was saying earlier, it's something that takes time and it's something that you're prepared to work hard for, but you do gradually receive that around 10 years time or slightly after that through all of the hard work that you've put in. So that's a very positive message to end on. And I really hope you enjoyed this, group 3. Please do let me know in the comments if you did. Let me know what you thought of this reading. Don't hesitate to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. These things really help my channel get seen by more people, and I'm so ready to hit 12k now. So please help and, you know, be one of those people that gets us to 12k, because we just continue to grow, and it's really, really lovely to see all of you there on my subscriber count and in my comments section. If you'd like to help out the channel in another way, or just get to know me a little bit better, get more involved with what I do in the channel, then you can check out the description box, because that's always filled with links as to how you can do that. So you can go and follow me over on Instagram or Bilibili if you'd like to do that. You can become a patron on my Patreon page, and you get access to the exclusive content that I post just on that page, and get to know me a bit better, get monthly rewards for supporting the channel. You can donate to the channel, help me keep making these videos by sending a little tip or donation via PayPal, or even sending in a new deck, because I have a tarot and Amazon wishlist, tarot and oracle wishlist that is over on Amazon. So if you want to check that out, please do. Thank you so much to everyone who has donated. It's very, very kind and generous of you, and there's so much more diversity in the decks that I use now because of that. We've got so many interesting decks to use on the channel. And I am still offering angel healing sessions over on Etsy for anyone who's interested in that. So definitely check out the description box, because it's always jam-packed with links and information, as well as the names of all of the decks that I've used in today's video. So thank you so much for joining me here today, Group 3. Thank you for sharing your energy with me, spending time with me here. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care.